Hello and welcome back to Sussex Squad Family TV on YouTube. Now, I want to say this. If you are not permitted or allowed to choose your own head of state, you do not live in a democracy. Now, this, my family, is breaking news. Supreme Court judges in the UK have unanimously rejected the Scottish government's argument that it can hold a second independence referendum. Now, Scotland's First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, says, and I quote, "The judgment closes one door, but she believes the next general election can be used as a de facto vote on independence." And Prime Minister Rishi Sunak said this in the House of Commons, that he welcomed clear and definitive ruling by Lord Reid and his fellow judges at the Supreme Court. For a fresh vote to be held legally, they say, Westminster would have to temporarily hand over powers to Holyrood like it did in 2014. The first independence referendum 8 years ago resulted in voters saying no to change. Polling in the past few years suggests the electorate is in. They want to be independent. Scotland is split more or less down the middle on this issue. And I can tell you something. Members of the royal family will be happy about the Supreme Court ruling, because one of the biggest fears of the monarchy is losing Scotland. The late Queen Elizabeth II once said this about the Scottish independence referendum that happened 8 years ago. Think very carefully about the future. That is what she said. I don't think she meant about Scotland's future. She meant her own future. The future of the monarchy. The future of the royal family. Because I feel like if they end up losing Scotland, that will be the beginning of the end of the monarchy. And that's why they are doing everything in the world in their power to prevent Scotland from holding an independence referendum. And I believe this is quite so wrong. So wrong, my family. Very, very wrong. What is currently happening. Very, very wrong. My family, because even the First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon of Scotland, said that, a second, that is the Supreme Court ruling on a second independence referendum, confirms that the notion of the UK as a voluntary partnership is no longer a reality. Because it's not voluntary. It isn't. It's never been, ever been voluntary. The UK does not want to let go. It's clear. And the royal family wants more countries like Scotland to continue to pay them, to continue leeching off of the taxpayer in Scotland, like it leeches in the UK, like it leeches in several Commonwealth countries that they now have the monarch, that is King Charles, is the head of state after the passing of the late Queen Elizabeth II. My family, this is wrong. This is not okay for the people in Scotland. This is not okay. They should be allowed to hold an independence referendum. Because now they're saying that they cannot hold a referendum without permission from the UK government. This is not okay. And the monarchy clearly does not want to let go of Scotland. They want to continue leeching off of the taxpayer in Scotland. And this is just not okay. This is completely unacceptable. If a country wishes to have independence, whether it's today or tomorrow, whether it's year after year, calling for an independence referendum, they have a right to be permitted to have that referendum, not to beg, the UK Parliament for independence, because that apparently is what they should do if they want independence. How is that okay in the world that we live in today? How is this even acceptable? It isn't. It is not okay. It's not okay. And I sympathize with the people of Scotland who clearly wanted to have their independence referendum. I sympathize with them. I sympathize with them on what is happening. I sympathize completely with them. My family, so what do you think about all of this? I just want to hear your opinion about, this all. I want your opinion about this all. While the royal family focuses on the bullying of Prince Harry and Meghan right now, an independence movement continues to rise in Scotland. Unfortunately, the government in the UK won't allow them to ever separate from the UK. And this is completely unacceptable. People in Scotland deserve to have their independence, and they deserve to have the independence right now. They deserve it. They deserve it. My family, it's also sad really that, people think that in the UK you live in a democracy. You don't. You don't live in a democracy. You are only in a democracy if you're permitted the chance to elect your head of state. Because in the UK currently, the head of state is determined by who is number one, who comes out of the womb first. That is not okay. That is not a way to choose leaders in the UK. Who is the head of state? That is not okay. My family, so I want to hear your opinion about this currently new developments in the UK and in Scotland about what is happening there. I want to hear your opinion. Why can't the UK permit Scotland to gain its independence? I want to ask you a question on that. To me, I feel like the royal family, the royals, wants to continue leeching off of taxpayer money in Scotland. And they have lots and lots of property back in Scotland. And they want to keep being in control of Scotland. People are saying that they should not be paying for the monarchy while people are suffering. While people are struggling in their homes, they are funding the monarchy to live a rich, wealthy lifestyle. To flaunt their, jewelry in public, in state banquets. That is not okay. That is not okay. People, that money that they're paying to the monarchy, the royal family, to King Charles, to William, it should be spent on the people in Scotland. Smiling for the cameras, for the UK press, for the media, and cutting ribbons, that is not what service is. Helping people, that is service. Doing something meaningful for the people, that is actual service. And my family, clearly, I feel like the monarchy had to do something about the referendum movement in Scotland. Clearly, Scotland is something hugely sentimental to the royal family, and they don't want to lose it one bit. And they will do everything in their power not to lose their grip on Scotland. And that's why the UK government, Westminster, will never ever grant powers ever again to Parliament in Scotland for them to be able to, seek independence ever again. They did it once 8 years ago, and I don't believe that they want to do it again. Clearly, they don't want to do it again because they've seen from polls the rising sentiment against the monarchy, the rising sentiment against colonialism that continues to this day, whereby the monarch in the UK is still the head of state in Scotland. That has got to change. That has got to change. My family, I want your opinion about all of this, kindly. And with that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube. And stay tuned to our next video. Love you, always and forever. To those seeking independence in Scotland, kindly, I have a message for you. Do not lose hope. Do not lose hope. Stay tuned to our next video. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.